morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lehigh Valley Center for Independent Living Skills session. Today, we are hearing from the Office of Consumer Advocate. Quick visual description, and for those who I have not met before, welcome. And my name is Catherine. I work here at LVCIL. I am a white female. I have shoulder length black hair that I'm wearing down, and it's a little wavy today. And I have on a white top with some strawberries on it. I'm embracing the last bits of summer. And what you cannot see, because I have a blurred background, is behind me I have a tangerine colored wall and a picture. And I'm coming to you from just north of Blue Mountain, for those who are familiar with Pennsylvania. I'd like to welcome Christy and Taylor and thank them for being with us today. They are part of the Pennsylvania Office of Consumer Advocates, and we're going to hear a little bit more about them in just a few moments. But first, I want to go over a few logistics for today. We are recording today's session. So that recording and any of the links that are mentioned during our time today will be posted to YouTube and emailed to our participants. We invite our attendees to turn on their cameras if they feel comfortable, so that we can have a more interactive experience together. For those who need it, captions are available through Zoom. You just need to click on the CC Live transcript and show subtitles to turn them on. And we want you to join in the conversation. So this presentation is meant to be a discussion. And so if you have questions or comments or concerns, please post those in the chat. Chat is available. For some, you may need to click a drop-down menu to access that. If chat is not accessible to you, or you just don't feel like typing today, that is totally okay. When we get to the question portion, you may raise your hand by clicking on reactions, and we'll unmute you and you can voice your question. So again, most important thing is to just have fun and enjoy being here and taking in the information. So I'd like to introduce our speakers today. We have Taylor Doyle, who is a consumer liaison and has been with the Office of Consumer Advocate for 5 years. Taylor graduated from Penn State University in 2015. And fun fact is that Taylor collects coffee mugs. Christy Appleby is an assistant consumer advocate and supervisor for the call center and has been with the Office of Consumer Advocate for 22 years. Christy graduated from Boston College and Penn State Dixon School of Law in 2000. Fun fact about Christy is she loves to read so much that she participates in 2 book clubs at the local library. So I will turn it over to Christy and Taylor for our presentation today.
Are we sharing the PowerPoint? Is that up yet? Sorry, I'm not seeing anything.
That is me. Let me
no, that's
transition
okay.
Screens.
I didn't want to get started too early. Okay, so my name is Taylor Doyle, and I'm the consumer liaison at the office. And you'll be hearing from Christy later on in the presentation. She's an assistant consumer advocate within our office. I think you can change. There we go. So what is OCA? We were created by the General Assembly in 1976. We are an independent state agency, which is administratively housed within the Office of Attorney General. Our consumer advocate is appointed by the Attorney General and then confirmed by Pennsylvania State Senate. The consumer advocate, his name is Patrick Cicero. Currently, our office we represent the interests of utility consumers before the Public Utility Commission, federal agencies, and state and federal courts. So the types of utilities that we help with is electric, natural gas, privately owned water and wastewater companies, and landline telephone service. Our mission is to represent utility consumers before the state and federal regulatory agencies. We represent the overall interest of utility consumers in Pennsylvania. More specifically, we handle residential and low-income consumers in matters that affect specific customer classes differently. We assist individual consumers with questions and complaints through our call center. And then we initiate as an office, and as the attorneys in our office, they initiate complaints on behalf of all utility consumers in matters pertaining to a specific utility. So some of the cases that our office gets involved with, as for utility consumers as a group, would be rate cases. So whenever your utility files to increase your rates and your bills each month, our office intervenes in those cases. We investigate what they're asking for, why they're asking for it, and if what they're asking for is just to residential consumers in Pennsylvania. We also represent our OCA in electric default service cases, natural gas purchase cost proceedings, energy efficiency and conservation plans, and universal service plans. One impacted case in your area would be UGI just filed a rate case over the summer. It was UGI's distribution rate case. So in this summer, which I can let Christy expand on this later, she was one of the attorneys that worked on this case. The settlement provided some additional consumer protections. So there was an increase to the LIHEAP budget by $250,000 for 2023, and then an additional $250,000 for 2024. We also were able to, there was expansion of access to LIHEAP, which is UGI's weatherization program, which again, Christy's gonna talk about these programs a little bit more in depth so you understand what that weatherization program is. And this was for customers between 151 and 200% of the federal poverty line. The expansion of eligibility for Hardship Fund, which again, Christy will talk about all these programs later on in the presentation, to 250% of the federal poverty line, and increase the maximum grant for $400 to $600 to the extent that funds are available. You can go ahead and switch slides. Sorry. Okay, so then this is more what I do for the office. So it's individual consumer complaints. So OCA will answer consumer questions, contact the utility, and advocate for consumers with individual utility companies. Our office acts as a liaison between the consumers and the utility to resolve a variety of issues. Some of those issues is if you receive a bill and it was astronomically higher than what you thought it was. You can call our office, we can go through that, see if there's something with your usage, see if there's what kind of issues or problems that you may be facing or may be impacting the amount that your bill is. Quality of service. So an example of quality of service would be your landline telephone keeps going out. You don't understand why. So maybe the pole in your area needs to be maintained. So if you call our office, we can contact the telephone company, ask them, when's the last time this pole was maintenance? Is there anything we can do to help these customers? Is there another issue that's going on? So that's an example of quality of service. If you have questions about a customer assistance program or how to enroll, which again, Christy will go over all these programs later, and then main extensions. So our call center is operated Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5. Our telephone and contact information is on the slide. If you have any questions, we can go through that at the very end with the contact number, but Our call center is answered by our consumer service representatives, like I said, from Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 o'clock. When you call in, they'll ask you some basic information, your name, your service address, the company that you're having problems with, and what the problem is. They will also most likely ask you if you have attempted to contact the company directly first. That's just a part of our process. We have to see if what they've said to you, how, and that may have impact the way that we ask them questions. Then what we'll do once we figure out what your problem is, or if the utility is under our jurisdiction, we'll contact the company on your behalf to gather additional information and attempt to find a resolution. We try to resolve most cases within 10 business days. Sometimes, depending on the difficulty, depending on what's going on, it may take a little bit longer, but we try to keep it within that 10-day time period. We do have the ability to start a case today. So if you, at the end of the presentation, have a question, we can try to get that answered for you, or again, we can provide that helpline number for our call center, and you can call into them. It is being housed and staffed today. So if you have any questions, or it's more specific and you don't want to talk about it within the group, you can always call that number and talk about that. So our office we attempt to have education and outreach through our website, which is www.oca.pa.gov. That website provides information about our office, about utility issues, and then also it has the electric and natural gas shopping guide, which we're going to talk about shopping next. Our goal is to inform and educate consumers about utility issues through presentations, town hall meetings, seminars, conferences, and consumer forums, and as well as other meetings across the state of Pennsylvania. Okay, so shopping, this is the meat and potatoes of the presentation. I don't know who here has shopped for a supplier. Shopping for competitive electric suppliers or natural gas suppliers can be difficult. Our office has a few points that we recommend to consumers if you are making the decision to shop for a supplier. The very first one is to do your research to ensure the selected supplier offers the type of service you want and is licensed to provide service in Pennsylvania. You need a license to provide service in Pennsylvania. If it is not a licensed supplier, you should not be choosing them to supply your energy or your natural gas service. We recommend checking our website. The natural gas and electric shopping guides are both on there, or visiting papowerswitch.com or pagasswitch.com. Both of these sites, our site and those two that I just provided, are officially state and regulated and monitored websites. So our office is the OCA's website, PA Power Switch and PA Gas Switch is through the Pennsylvania Public Utility Commission. What you can do looking at both of those sites is you can use filters to look for the terms that you want. So let's say you're only shopping for a 6-month contract and that's all you want. Our office provides the length of the contract, what the price to compare would be if you pick that one, the cancellation fee, if there is a renewable or green energy source affiliated with the offer. And then it also gives you, on the last 3 columns of that guide, list what your usage would be, comparative, so that you can see the difference of what you're currently paying with your current supplier or your distribution company and what you would be paying if you picked that supplier. So it's a little helpful tool at the end. We also warn consumers to make your own choices. Be aware that marketers are trying to steer you in the direction to pick their product. So if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. So before you sign up for any kind of service, you want to learn of any additional fees that may be associated with the contract. While looking at the price to compare is important, it is not the only factor. Some suppliers may charge additional fees like monthly fees, customer charge, but it's not limited to customer charges, things like that. After enrollment, you want to make sure that you calendar the end of your contract date. This is extremely important. Without calendaring the end of your contract date, you may be rolled into a higher rate or a variable rate contract. While by Pennsylvania regulation, they have to notify customers, that piece of mail is easy to miss. I know I don't always check my mailbox. I am not great with that. So we always tell people when you sign up for service, be sure to put it somewhere, whether it's in your phone or in your hard copy planner. Make sure that you are calendaring that 30 to 60 days before so that it's on your radar, and you're aware. Even if you say, I don't want to shop anymore, it's a good way to keep track of that so that you're not getting rolled into this higher rate. We also tell consumers to stay vigilant with their account. You want to monitor your monthly electric and natural gas bill to ensure you're being charged the correct rate that you agreed to when you signed up for service. If by chance that is not happening, please call our office. This is where we are a resource to consumers. If you're not being charged what you should be being charged, we will contact the company, ask them what's going on, try to get that corrected for you. So although you made the active decision to pick a supplier, you want to remain vigilant with that account. And again, we can answer any questions about this at the end. If you have shopped and you're not sure if you're shopping properly or correctly, or you just need help navigating, you can always call our office. So I'm going to turn it over to Christy now, and she can go through some of those customer assistance programs, things like that. And if you have any questions, feel free to pop up and let us know.
Good morning. My name is Christy. I am an attorney with our office. As Catherine had indicated, I have been with the office for 22 years. What I'm going to talk to you a little bit about before I introduce myself a little bit more, I guess I'll give a visual as well. I have long dark hair. I am Caucasian. I am wearing a blazer, and a gray blazer and a pink plaid shirt, sweater, because while Catherine is looking forward to summer and holding on to that, I'm starting to turn toward fall. And I have a white background behind me. So there's nothing too exciting in my office today. Taylor had talked to you a little bit about some of the consumer aspects of what we do. What I'm going to talk to you a little about some of the programs that are available to be able to assist you to be able to manage the cost of energy and your utility costs. There are several programs which are available. The first of the programs that I'm going to talk to you about is about budget billing. As you might know, your electricity will often increase during the summertime. It is a peak period as you turn on those air conditioners. I know a lot of folks in the Lehigh Valley also have electric heating, so you may also see an increase in heating costs over the winter period as well. Whereas this time of year, you might not quite be turning on your heater, but you might have turned off your air conditioner and have a little less usage and lower bills. The purpose of budget billing is to be able to even out those costs. Budget bill programs are available to everyone. They are available from PPL. They are available from UGI if you heat with gas. With budget billing, the utility company takes your total annual costs and then divides that out evenly across 12 months of the year. The purpose of that is so that you don't end up with a very large bill in the middle of the summer, and if you have electric heating, a very large bill in the winter time as well. And it will level that out to be more of an average across the course of those 12 months of what you would otherwise use. So it helps to be able to manage the costs of that and to be able to budget your expenses that you have over that time. Another option, if you find that you're behind on your bills and you need some assistance, but you might not be income eligible for other forms of assistance, a payment arrangement can be an option for you. Most households, regardless of income, are eligible for a payment agreement from their utility and the Public Utility Commission. If you find that your public utility is refusing to provide you with a payment agreement, you can always contact the Public Utility Commission to request that through an informal complaint that a payment arrangement be authorized for you. A customer is entitled to 2 payment arrangements, one from the utility and another from the Public Utility Commission. If you have questions about that, you can also always reach out to our office, and we're certainly happy to try to help in any way that we can. But the Public Utility Commission ultimately can provide you with that payment arrangement as well. I would contact, as Taylor had said, your utility first, see if you can get a payment arrangement on that to be able to help you get caught up on your bills and to avoid termination. I'm going to go to the next slide. Another option is hardship funds. If you find that right now there is a moratorium on terminations, and that moratorium on terminations starts December 1st. Prior to that, because we're now getting into the season when a lot of people are experiencing those higher electric bills, they may not have been able to afford those, and a customer may have gotten into a situation where they need assistance to be able to help pay those utility bills. If you have a need for assistance, I would strongly encourage you to contact the utility. There are hardship funds available. Those hardship funds can provide with cash assistance to be able to help, help you to be able to get caught up on your bills, to be able to pay for that. And if you have a critical need for assistance, it's particularly helpful, hardship funds, when you've exhausted all other resources. I'll talk a little bit about some of the other resources that are available to help you with your bills. One other important program that is available are the customer assistance programs. There are UGI and PPL both have programs. If you're having trouble paying your utilities, a customer assistance program can help to lower your monthly utility bills. It will also has a program to forgive outstanding debts. You have to be income eligible for the program. The standard for income eligible is below 150% of the federal poverty level. If you qualify for most other assistance programs, you may be eligible for the utility customer assistance program. If you think you may be eligible, I would definitely encourage you to reach out to the utility and to apply. There's no cost to apply, no issue if you don't qualify, but it provides a discounted rate to customers to provide a more affordable bill, and may also help to forgive outstanding debts if you have what's called a pre-program arrearage. And I know that's a big phrase to use, but what that means is if you have accumulated debts, then you can be eligible for forgiveness for the programs for both PPL and UGI. And what that means is for every time you make a payment towards your bill, a portion of your debt can be forgiven with that. There are requirements for that, but your utility can give you some more details on it. And as Taylor had said, that if you have specific questions about your circumstances, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help with that. One of the other groups of assistance programs that are available is the low-income usage reduction programs. What that is a weatherization program. It can help you reduce the amount of energy that you use and lower your overall energy bills. It is very similar income qualifications for the customer assistance program. There may be some slightly higher income levels available for weatherization assistance than for the customer assistance program. What it can do is to provide an energy audit to determine the household's energy use. You may then receive the installation of free energy conservations to help reduce your energy consumption. Now, that might sound too good to be true. It is a program and a part of the customer assistance program that if you are a member of that and a participant in the customer assistance program, then you may be eligible, depending on your usage, for assistance with weatherization. So I just wanted to stress that that is a program that is free to customers. The purpose of it is to help you reduce your usage, and to be able to do that, to be able to decrease your overall bills, and to be able to make energy more affordable for you. If you're losing energy out of a drafty window or a drafty door, or you have a very old refrigerator, that is just money out the door that you otherwise can't conserve when you turn down the thermostat. So that is the purpose of the weatherization program, is to provide that type of resource for customers to be able to not only just, the purpose of these groups of programs are to help customers when they're in a crisis, to help customers when over the long term with their bills, to provide more affordable bills, and also to help to decrease usage. So to help across all three of those fronts. I'm ready to move to the next slide. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. Income eligibility for the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, or LIHEAP, you may hear it called that. It is LIHEAP, and that is the acronym that is used for the term as well. The program is a federal program, and it provides assistance in two ways. It provides a cash grant and a crisis grant. The tentative opening and closing dates, we're waiting for the issuance of a final plan, but the tentative opening and closing dates are November 1st to open through April 28th, 2023. There is a proposal for a cash grants. The minimum cash grant available if you're income qualified is $300. The maximum is $1,000. That is a benefit that goes directly to you for the account that is your primary home heating responsibility. And as your primary home heating, you can receive that assistance for a cash grant. All you have to do is apply online. You can apply on Compass, or if you have a local, for your local county assistance agency, they can also take your application as well in person or over the phone, depending on how your agency is doing so. But there is Compass, which is the State Department of Human Services application site. So you can do so online, or you can do so in person or over the phone with your local county assistance office. In addition, there is also a proposed crisis grant. The minimum for a crisis grant is $25 and the maximum is $1,000. The eligibility is the same as for a cash grant, that it's for individuals at or below 150% of the federal poverty level for households. For the crisis grant, there's also a requirement that there be an imminent home heating emergency. What that means is that your service is likely to be terminated, that your service is off or is likely to be turned off, that you have a notice from the utility that it may be terminated. I do want to identify that these grants are available for home heating needs. So it is not only the regulated public utilities, which our office works with, for electric and natural gas, but it also can be available for home heating fuels, which are propane, oil, wood, coal. There are a variety of different sources that can be available. The only requirement is if you, the same income requirements, but if you want to go through a particular vendor, they have to be registered as a vendor to accept the LIHEAP dollars from that. And you can certainly check with your vendor to make sure that they are eligible to receive the LIHEAP benefits. All of the regulated public utilities are registered as vendors, so you would be able to receive a LIHEAP grant from them as well. Then there's also what's called a crisis interface program. The Crisis Interface Program helps with repairing and replacing broken or inoperable heating systems, or replacing and repair of service lines. So if you're income qualified and you have one of these issues, don't just think, oh, I can't qualify for any assistance. I'm not going to be able to afford this. Really reach out and see if you can apply for assistance to be able to get, there are resources available to be able to help fix or repair or replace a broken or inoperable heating system, and replace and repair a service line for electric or natural gas, or whatever your fuel source is. In order to be able to qualify, there is one qualification, and that is that the primary heating system must have been operational within the last 2 years. So it can't have been a heating system that's been broken for multiple years and hasn't been in use for many years. So that is a requirement of the program. But I would definitely reach out to either your county assistance office, or to apply online and identify that you have issues that would require assistance. And so I'll move on to the next slide. This is a bit related. This is a Weatherization Assistance Program. It is locally administered by the Weatherization Assistance providers. It is done as a part and administered by the Department of Human Services program. It is also a program that provides free energy services for customers. It is for customers with household income at or below 200% of federal poverty level. So it's a little bit higher income for folks that might not otherwise qualify for other types of energy services. They're high priority for households with high energy uses and those with members who are elderly, disabled, or families with children. What it provides is comprehensive energy efficiency, conservation, and weatherization measures. And it can also include minor health and safety repairs. Minor health and safety repairs can include things like, they can include small breaks or cracks in the door frame, things that are part of your physical structure of your home that are minor costs. It's not going to replace your roof or things like that. It's going to be more minor costs that are able to be fixed. Sometimes that can also include smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, things that will impact the overall safety of your home. But it's for relatively small, minor programs. I think that probably a good example of that is the door frame. If your door frame is cracked and you need to get that fixed, that if they put in weatherization measures, they're not going to want to put in weatherization measures if ultimately your door is still going to leak out energy and have problems with that. So that's the purpose of that, is to facilitate making minor repairs to be able to facilitate the weatherization and energy conservation for that. I'm going to move on to the next slide. These are two other programs that are available. The first is the Low-Income Home Water Assistance Program, which is abbreviated LIHEAP. Some folks call it a LIHEAP. And that program is a temporary program to assist with water and wastewater bills. There had not been previously, up until the last year or so, a water and wastewater assistance program. It can provide up to $2,500 for each of water and wastewater to cover past due bills. If you find that you have water and wastewater bills that are outstanding and you think you may be income eligible for it, you will want to reach out as soon as you can to apply. The program will close as of October 8th, 2022. We're not anticipating at this time that the program will reopen. It was done as a temporary funding for under the CARES Act and the Recovery Act. It was done as a temporary funding of this program. We are hopeful that someday that there will be a more permanent water and wastewater program. For right now, it is a temporary program, and the funds for that will run out as expected about October 28th, 2022. So if you do have arrearages and feel that you're in danger of getting terminated for your services and need assistance with that, I would encourage you to reach out as soon as possible. Additionally, there's a program called a Homeowners Assistance Fund. that can offer for homeowners up to $3,000 in assistance for those that are behind on utility bills. The homeowners assistance can also help with other elements, which include mortgages as well. It is broader than utility bills. It is for customers at or below 100% of the area median income. I know that's probably, you may not know unless you've already qualified for something, what that standard is. I would encourage you to contact PA/HAF, which is the Pennsylvania Homeowners Assistance Fund. You can certainly contact our office. We can give you contact information if you think that you'll be qualified for that program, and we can help you navigate to be able to get in touch with them to be able to apply. It is a lot of dollars that is available and potentially available. You may have also heard about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. That program has closed in the Lehigh Valley as of September 1st. So they are not taking new applications for that program. And that had been administered through the County Assistance Agency. That's why I haven't included it as a resource, because it did close as of September 1st. And I wanted to also talk on the next slide about a little bit about other assistance programs that are available. There are some phone assistance programs. Lifeline is not a program that's as well known, and we certainly encourage people to apply for Lifeline. Lifeline provides a $5.25 per household discount on either landline or wireless standalone voice service. And also, it can also provide a $9.25 per household discount on qualifying wireless or landline internet services, or if it's part of a bundled service. I wanted to identify that the $5.25 standalone voice assistance discount may be phased out in some areas as of December 1st, 2023. You may be confused as to what it is that you have, whether you have standalone voice assistance or you have a bundled package and what that's a part of. Our office can certainly try to help answer questions about that and direct you to the resources to be able to apply for it. You may be eligible for this program if you're at or below 135% of the federal poverty level. There also are some qualifying government assistance programs that are identified that if you qualify for those programs, you would automatically be eligible for these phone assistance programs. We can certainly provide you some more details on that and give you more information, but I think awareness is key about the existence of these programs. On the next slide, one of the new programs that is available in the last year is the Affordable Connectivity Program. That provides eligible households with up to a discount of $30 a month for broadband service. They can also get a one-time discount of $100 on equipment to use the internet, like a tablet or a laptop. You can receive a discount on that. The equipment includes a computer or tablet if you contribute $10 to $50 towards the price of the equipment. So it is a good discount that you would be able to get to be able to have a device to connect to the internet and to receive up to $30 a month for broadband service. It is limited to one service discount per house and one device discount per house. And the connectivity program would be in addition to the current Lifeline program that provides the $9.25 a month to support affordable broadband service. And now I'm going to kind of move out of some of the assistance programs and move into some other programs which you may or may not be aware of. There's also a notification program. A third-party notification program permits a customer to name a third party, and that third party would receive a copy of any disconnection notice when an action becomes necessary due to non-payment. So if you're going to get terminated for service, this third-party notification would provide notification to someone else, perhaps someone that might be able to may help you with your bills or payment, that helps you budget your dollars, someone in your life that may do that. That third party can be a relative, a neighbor, a friend, clergy, social service agency. It can really be anyone that you name. It is strictly a voluntary program. The utility is never going to require you to do this. It is strictly voluntary. It is about for your own peace of mind If you want assistance with being able to make sure that you stay on top of notifications that potentially could result in termination of service, it is the ability to allow them to notify someone. One of the big questions that always comes up for the third party is, I'm going to be responsible for that bill. And that is no, that the third party is never going to be responsible for the bill. It is simply a notification to that person in order to be able to help you to be able to notify. And then you may be on the other side and say, oh, I don't want anyone to know about this. I don't want anyone to be informed about it. You must consent for the third party to receive notification. So it is strictly voluntary, and it is with your consent that this is being done. It's really a tool that you can have a relative or social service agency have that backstop and have that check for you that you may have run into trouble, and how to help you get some assistance for that. The last two things I'm going to talk about today is to be aware of utility scams. When I mentioned the weatherization program, sometimes, unfortunately, some people think they are scams because there are so many scam artists out there. You're going to always want to ask to see a company photo ID before allowing any workers into your home. If a caller tells you that you must pay your bill immediately to avoid disconnection, and you have to give them a credit card number over the phone, you want to make sure to verify that the call is legitimate and call back the utility themselves at a trusted number, not a number that the person on the phone gives you, but that you find on your own, on your bill, or on the internet for that utility website. You want to be proactive in stopping scams. If you suspect a scammer, ask the person to provide you with your account number, your last payment amount, and the date of payment. If it's legitimate, the utility calling you, they'll be able to provide that information and have that readily accessible. When Taylor was talking about shopping before, you want to make sure not to give any information out to suppliers who may contact you unless you want to switch your service. Be proactive about giving out that information. You never want to make a utility payment to anyone calling you on the phone or coming to your door. You're going to always call the utility directly at that trusted number, and you're never going to wire money from a prepaid card to someone you don't know. That person, a lot of information can be found out about you on the internet. That person may have details about you and your life, but don't trust that because they have some details about your name or family members or other details that necessarily is not a scam. We do have a lot of educational information about utility scams, so feel free to reach out to us. We'll be happy to give you some of that information. But really the key is to make sure to be proactive. Never give out personal information to someone calling you on the phone unless you proactively reach out to them at a trusted number to be able to contact them. And I wanted to close with one other piece of information. I didn't get a chance to include it in the slide presentation, but I wanted to add in that I wanted to make you aware that PPL and UGI both will offer large print bills free of charge upon request. So all you have to do is contact them and identify that you need a large print bill, and they will both be willing to switch you to that service and be able to provide a large print bill to you free of charge. PPL also offers Braille bills. So if you need a Braille bill, they will also offer that to you free of charge. You just have to request it specifically and contact the utility for that. Finally, as well, UGI plans to offer Braille bills. They had previously offered Braille bills, but they said they lost their vendor recently in the last year or so. So they are in the process of looking for a new vendor. So they will be trying to offer and resume doing that in the near future. So if you think you may need that, you may want to reach out to them to see when they think they might be able to offer that service again for you. I just wanted to let you know that those services are available. Some folks may not know to ask about that, and those services are both available free of charge upon request. The next slide is just our website and social media information. please definitely reach out to us. We have a website link that can also reach our office to email us questions. Our phone and contact information is available on the next slide. You can certainly reach out to our consumer inbox, either through our website or through the consumer@paoca.org. And so those are our contact information. As Taylor had said, we're happy to answer any and all questions that we can for you. And if we're not able to, we're happy to try to see where we may be able to direct those questions.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Taylor and Christy. That was a wealth of knowledge. Like I said, we have about 5 minutes, so we'll open it up for questions from our attendees. As I mentioned, you can use chat, or you can click on reactions or unmute and ask your question.
Hi, Catherine. This is Debbie Rosier. When you said about one of the bills being in Braille, was that PPNL?
Yes, PPL offers the service for Braille bills.
Okay.
Yes.
I do get a Braille bill, and I just wanted to let you know that they did find another vendor for the Lehigh and Northampton County. It is through Sites for Hope at 845 Wyoming Street in Allentown.
Well, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate that update.
Yep, not a problem.
That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Okay, I did have a question. This goes back to Taylor, one of your very first slides. If I'm contacting my utility company because I have a concern, is there information that I should be gathering or making note of? So when I talk to your office, you can do a complaint?
So we don't ask you guys to, or consumers, to gather specific information. The reason why we ask that question is because typically how the procedure would work itself through would be the customer has to show that they made an attempt or an effort to talk to the company directly to work out a resolution or to find out what is going on. You don't have to ask specific questions. We probably would just say, let's say you're calling about a billing concern or you're calling about a supplier. If you're calling about a supplier, finding out who the supplier is. We don't need anything else. We just need to know who they are. It's on your bill. Or if you're having a billing issue, let's say you get one bill that's $100 in January, and then by March you're getting a bill that's $300. So we may ask you, how much was your bill at this time? Do you remember how much your bill was last time? So we're not looking for specific information. We're more or less looking for what the company said to you in response. Because then what we're going to do is that helps us with the way that we ask them questions. We will ask them to further explain why they made the statement they did, or if they see something that, because again, there may be something going on with the account. Let's say your bill is, a lot of times we hear consumers call our office and they say, well, my bill for my house is X amount of dollars, but my neighbor's bill is X, Y, and Z more dollars. But what's not taken into account in those situations is how many people are living in your house. What is your usage? What do you keep your thermostat at? So we're not looking for specific information. We just like to see that an effort was made to contact the company first.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And just a note too on that is that
if you don't contact them, it's not going to interfere our ability to be able to contact them. So I just want to kind of make that clear. We try to get people to do that because that is the first step of our process. But if by chance that is not, you're not able to do so, or the phone line is too, you've waited and you can't get in contact with a representative, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world or a deterring factor for us to be able to help you.
Well, that is good to know, because I know I have called my utility company and I have been on hold for 40 minutes and it is the evening. I thought it would be slow.
Yes.
And then Christy, this is a question for you with the LIHEAP. You said it opens October 1st.
November 1st. It's
November
scheduled
1st,
to
sorry.
open November 1st, yes.
So is there like a waiting list or something that I could do to get on that list, or do I just have to wait until the 1st?
The program will not open, will not officially open until November 1st. Some customers who have previously received LIHEAP grants may receive a postcard in the mail that will allow them to apply. You can certainly always go online or to your county assistance office to check and see if you can put in your application and information early. It just won't be processed until November 1st because that's when the date that it officially opens and when the program does. But you can certainly, as soon as there is an application available on Compass, and I don't know whether that is true or not, and the county assistance office is able and willing to take the applications, you can submit them. They just won't be processed until November 1st.
Okay. So, all right, well, we just have a minute left together. So again, I want to thank Taylor and Christy. Thank you to everyone who joined us today. I will provide all those links, and there were a lot of them, in a follow-up email. So give me a couple days to get those all together. But I hope that this was helpful for you. I know it was for me, and have a fantastic weekend, and hopefully we'll see you on a future Friday.